As you probably already know from the amazing title and thumbnail, I will be trying a few of those very viral OC pause challenges. But what you don't know is there is another challenge at hand. I know, who could have guessed? But I must also create backstories for each of these characters, and they must somehow coincide. They must somehow relate to each other. This is going to be a difficult one, but before I begin, I am Funny Little Arts. If you are new here, then welcome, and if you are not, then thanks for coming back. And now we shall get into it. So we got the OC pause challenge pulled up on the Pinterest, and now let's just choose one of these. Okay, you know what? I finally found the one that was working, so let's do this one. Okay, oh my gosh, wait, I forgot to pause it. Let's just screenshot everything. Okay, I have made a collage, a very beautiful collage of all of the things that we got from the pause challenge. So now, I guess just gonna start with the sketch. I guess I'll add the clothes last. I don't know how to draw mecha either. Like, what? I guess the most important part is the face. So if it's mecha, it's like gonna have more boxy features. The eyes, they're like squinted. They're like, what are we doing? Gotta make that thick line. Gotta make this other line. Okay, I think that matches the expression pretty nicely, and since it's like a mecha thing, I'm gonna do a straight nose like that, as boxy as I can get. Then we got the mouth. That's a little disturbing. Maybe I just won't add that. Okay, let's add the hair now. Oh my gosh, I haven't even started on the backstory. Okay, well, first of all, from the outfit, I would say that this person has that emo phase going on, and also with this hairstyle, you see those barrettes? I would say that's also a very, very prevalent part of an emo phase. I drew that hair so bad. 1 second. I promise I can draw, just not when I'm being recorded. So there we got the initial sketch. And yeah, the barrettes, they're giving like baddie, especially with this hair color. Like we can make it a little more neon, and it could be like she's going through her emo phase and she likes listening to punk rock. Wait. Instead of punk rock, it can be like mecha rock, like electric rock. Oh my gosh, guys, you see that? There is synth or techno rock. Bro, she's a techno rock girly. Oh my gosh, this is perfect. Since she is like a robot thing, that's what I'm assuming, she's a robot thing. She will be listening to tech rock. That is her favorite genre of law music, because she is rebelling against her parents because she doesn't like them. You know what? Very, very basic lore to give. Or, I don't know, should we just make her part of a punk rock band? I feel like that would be even better. I will use one of those, like the random spinner thing, to decide if she is either a rebellious teenager or if she is a member of a punk rock band. Okay, we got rebellious teenager. Now I'm sure with this lore. So since it is a rebellious teenager, her dream is to be a star techno rock player. She is in the high school rebellious era, but it's not a phase because it is her lifelong dream. Maybe the next character will be her like mentor or something. That would be so perfect. Okay, now actually onto the outfit. I kind of already sketched the t-shirt, but not very well because the t-shirt is also like longer. Ooh, kind of has a more wide neck, and there we go. Just gotta add the stripes. Okay, wait, it's kind of eating. I almost forgot the best part, guys. I almost forgot the hat. Oh my gosh, more lore on this amazing hat. Okay, basically this hat was given to her by her favorite techno rock band member from a concert that she went to. Why isn't it undoing? Okay, anyway, it is what has fueled her dedication to this becoming her full-time job. I cannot get this hat down. Let me lock in. That's gonna be a hassle to color in. Anyways, I know that I am just jumping around with this story a whole lot. So I will like, I don't know, I'll write it down. At the very end, I won't be able to change it because I fear I would. I changed the lore of my OCs way too much. Now, the real question is, should I make the lore span her like whole life, or should I just make the lore behind this specific picture? You know what? I'm gonna be difficult on myself and make the lore span her entire life. Oh, wait, even better, even more lore. This is like for the before lore. Basically, she is adopted because she was put up for adoption from her mecha parents because they didn't want to have a mecha child. This is getting out of hand, I know, but stay with me here. And humans have her now, so she feels lonely, and this is also what fuels her to want to be like her favorite mecha band. And that is a little bit of her backstory. And you know what? I don't want to say that she was bullied in school because that's like a really basic lore thing for your characters. So I'm gonna say that she's the most popular girl in her school because she's a mecha, but she doesn't want to be the most popular girl in her school. Wait, let me just color this in and I'll continue yapping about it in a minute. Okay, now since it is time to render, I will get into more of the lore. So, you know what we know. I know what we know. We don't need to repeat it because I feel like I've repeated it a lot. So, lore about her future is that she will achieve her dreams and she will become a famous techno rock pop star. Sadly, she won't enjoy it. She'll want something more, and she will find that something more in pop, but she will not change her whole style. She will make a whole new genre of music, and this genre will be called techno pop funk rock. Very catchy, I know. Anyways, she created this entire new genre, and now she is an icon, almost like the Elvis Presley of her era, because she has made an entire new genre. So after she has become this icon, she lives a happy life, and then she has a teenager of her own, but she doesn't follow in her footsteps, sadly. Instead, she becomes a classical music artist. I know, it's very disappointing to the family name. Oh my gosh, we need to find a name for her. You know what? We can do that last. I know that's a little not normal, but we can do it last. I feel like names are the hardest part of doing OCs. So I was saying, she has daughter. Daughter is now classical music artist. The daughter, she loves her mother, but she is in the teenage rebellious phase. So her daughter actually runs away. And then after they find her, they live happily ever after. I know it's actually very rare to find people with happily ever afters for their OCs, but I am one of those people. I don't get why you would torture them. Even though this is like a really messy drawing, I feel like it's not bad. Since it's the very end, I will do a full presentation of the lore of this girly pop. I know you're gonna get excited for it, so get excited for it. Time to name her. I would say the name should start with a V, because like she's just giving those vibes. It can't be Veronica because that's giving off like mean girl vibes. But Violet would not work. I would not name this person Violet. Should we do like a fantasy name? Should we do like Vibri? I feel like it works. Now, I gotta write all this lore down. Here we go. This is how it starts. Vibri, adopted because she was a mecha. Her parents didn't like her, and so human parents adopted her. She feels more left out, but her parents think that this emo thing is just a phase. It is not a phase. Her dream is to be a techno rock star. This dream stemmed from the hat being gifted to her from her idol from the techno rock band of mechas. Next slide. She eventually achieves her dream, but yearns for something else. This something else is pop music. Instead of giving up her dreams of being a techno rock star because she already made it, she instead integrates it and makes a whole new genre. This new genre is called techno pop funk rock. Very catchy, I know. Now, she is the Elvis Presley of her era because she has made this entire new genre. Next slide. Then she has Child. Then Child wants to rebel. Child chooses classical music instead, which is nowhere near what Vibri likes, but she still supports her. Then Child runs away because she wants to be in the rebellious phase. Then Vibri finds her child. Then they have happy ending. Somehow, I have to make a whole new character integrate into this. So let's get into that now. Here is the reference sheet, and now that I'm looking at it, it's gonna be a little more difficult than last time to make all of these into one, but we're gonna try. Again, I guess I just gotta start out with the sketch. It's not like the character is a robot or anything, but I don't know, maybe those are just accessories and it's a normal person. Actually, no, it's not, because those are the eyes. I don't even know what to call that. Oh, and that's the mouth. So it's like a scarecrow. It's so confusing. I don't know what to do with all of this. How do they even draw the eyes like that? What? Why not add a button nose, you know? Why not? Why not? I still have no clue what the backstory should be. I'm confuzzled. And of course, I'm gonna make this a girl because I don't know how to draw guys. Oh, let's attempt this hair. Oh my gosh, no, there's no way. Oof, this is so bad. Let me just lock in one sec. Okay, I feel like that part of the sketch is like done. I might need to warp this part a little bit because it looks fairly odd. Oh my gosh. You remember, I don't know if I added this in the final lore, but it's there. You remember how I said that Vibri was the popular girly in her school, but she didn't want to be? Maybe I'll be more basic with this, and this can be like the one person that she hates the most. Like it can be her bully or something. Ooh, oh my gosh, I almost forgot to add the extras, which is just horns and a tail. Oh my gosh, it reminds me of that like one dude that animates Tokarev. Is that the dude's name? Oh, it kind of looks like a heart though. Maybe, guys, do we have a love interest? No, never. But it kind of does look like a heart though. Goodness, I have to do that eye color for all of these eyes. Oof, that is special. And that is the hair color. I feel like it is giving like heart vibes. You know what? Yeah, I'm not gonna flip the canvas. I don't want to deal with that right now. Oh my gosh, it's really giving Monster High. I don't know why. Yeah, it's giving Monster High. Give me some time to think about the backstory of this girly pop while I am coloring. I shall just begin to tell you about the ideas I have in store for this person's lore. Yes, I'm basing all of them off of music. They're gonna be based around music because the other girly, I base her mostly off of music. So this girly, it's giving romance. So maybe this girly pop is into like the romance music, but didn't get into the romance music until her BFF, Vibri, they're gonna be BFFs. Yes, they are. Yeah, don't question it. Has introduced her to this new genre of music because Vibri, even though she loves her techno pop, because she wants to be a musician when she's older, she listens to all kinds of music so she can study it. And her best friend, she did not share the same dreams as Vibri, and she did not become a star, but she was Vibri's #1 supporter. You know how I said Vibri is the most popular girl in her school? Well, this girly pop, she, even though the whole school is full of like fantasy characters like this, she constantly gets made fun of for having all of these eyes and having the scarecrow mouth because people accuse her of cosplaying a scarecrow when she has no control over that. I know, I'm very creative, guys. Then she has a phase. This phase is her friend's rock punk music, which is what led to the horns in the tail. She didn't get exactly into her friend's funk music. She got into like the heavy metal. You know, before I continue with the story, let me just say, this challenge is really making me go out of my comfort zone with designs. I never would have designed anything like this. Like, how do you even get the idea of that many eyes? I don't know. Maybe this challenge was a good thing. Maybe it wasn't. Maybe it's just a very bad drawing. But it's okay, guys. That's how we learn. I'm just also enjoying coming up with random backstories. It's kind of fun just feeding off into my delusions. So speaking of that, we're going to continue with the amazing backstory. As we know, she was bullied, but she quickly realized that she doesn't care what others think about her. So she goes back to her lovely romance songs and she has the best time of her life with her BFF, Vibri. We love Vibri. So moving on to like her future story, because this is also taken in her teenage era. And I hate to break it to you, but sadly she veers away from her amazing friendship with Vibri because she gets jealous of her success because everybody loves Vibri, but deep down this person, we don't know the name yet, she has always wanted to be loved by everyone even though she just figured out that other people don't define who she is. So now in her adult era, she is kind of going back on what her teenage lessons have taught her and she falls into this midlife crisis, let's just say that, and now she is depresso expresso, which is very sad. Thankfully she goes to therapy, guys, which does a lot for her. So after going to therapy, she learns to love herself again. So she decides to reconcile with her past friend because now she knows how much her past friend has worked for this amazing career. Now she is happy for her and she goes to see her friend at one of her concerts. Guys, it gets better. After going to one of her concerts, she realizes this is not the techno rock that I remember hearing in the high school. She needs to know the lore. So she goes up to her former BFF after the concert. She confronts her. She says a long apology. Vibri, being the supportive now mother and pop star, of course forgives her. This is all so random. I'm actually so sorry. And then, since Vibree is such an amazing and good person, she's like, why don't I introduce you to some of my friends? And these friends, since Vibree is now the Elvis Presley of her era, she has a bunch of connections, trust, and she even has connections with this person, still don't know her name, this person's idols. Vibree remembered how much her idols meant to her as a teenager era phase, not a phase. She decides that this person deserves to go and meet her idols. And this person, let's just remember she is a lover of the romantic-y stuff. This person and her idol, they hit it off and they later start dating. Let's just say they live happily ever after, guys. I really like that ending of that story. Let's give her a name. First letter is giving B. I'm not gonna give it like Beatrice because that's too much of a basic name. Or should I? You know what? I'm going to. Violer. No, sorry. It's not going to be Violer. It's going to be B. You know why it's so basic? Her name is also a reason she was bullied in the high school. So it kind of adds to her lore. I think I have all the lore. First, she's got a loving family. Then, we already know, in high school, she is Vibree's BFF. But as Vibree was the most popular person in the high school, B was not. She was bullied because of her eyes and her name, because it was not fantasy enough for everybody in the school. And while she is in this teenager era, she is into la romance music. Guys, this is not a phase, okay? Then she became sad because of the bullies. So now she listens to the heavy metal. This part is a phase, you see? Next slide. Now she gets over that heavy metal phase because she realizes other people don't define me, which is very mature for her age, I must say. Then she lives happily ever after until midlife crisis. Oh no, we can't be having that. She loses her friendship with Vibree because of jealousy. Then everything goes downhill. She loses her job. She's got no money. It's all bad, guys. But through all of that, she goes to the therapy. Next slide. Because of the therapy, she realizes that what she said as the teenager, that others do not define you, she remembers that. And she goes by that now again. So she reconciled with her BFF. Now, Vibree, being a girl's girl and seeing that B has got no love life, she sets her up with her #1 icon. B and this icon, they hit it off, and now they live happily ever after, with B having a new man and Vibree as B's BFF. There we go. Into the outro. Honestly, I did not expect this video to be so chaotic and random, but I guess it turned out that way. So if you liked it, then and don't forget to leave a like, comment, or maybe subscribe for more. I would say we completed my challenges very, very nicely. Since this is the outro, I have a few things that I like to do. First of all, I like to give my artist viewers a drawing prompt for the week because I've been there before. I know a lot of you have no clue what to draw, and I don't want you scrolling on Pinterest for hours, then you just have no time to draw. So this week, your drawing prompt is a little different. This week, since we made some OCs together, maybe your drawing prompt should be to draw them in their backstory or draw them together. Like, yes, that is going to be your prompt. Now, your weekly reminder to not use AI, especially for art. Okay, you got it? Good. If you decide to subscribe, then welcome to the community. I really hope to post more chaotic videos like this because I really enjoyed filming it, and I'm sure you would like this video right here. It was basically the 5 most popular art mediums, and I found out which one was like the easiest to learn and the hardest to learn or hardest to do, so I think you'll like that one. Anyway, have a great and amazing rest of your week, and I'll see you next time.